All right, this is my week 4 assignment. I know it's late. Uh, some stuff came up. I do apologize for that. Um, the topic that I chose for informative uh, topic was mandatory military service, and do you think that it is a benefit or pros and cons, basically? Um, while going over this, I've run into quite a few. Uh, I don't know what the best word would be. Pitfalls, I guess maybe. Um, the people who are against it seem to be against it for petty reasons. And the people who are for it seem to not divulge too much information other than it's their God given right. Um, Everybody should join the military. They're skimming across the surface. They're not getting in the nitty gritty on this one. They're hitting stuff like we're providing you a service as military members for you to burn the flag and to have your freedom of speech, but that's it. There's no other real hard reasons that they think that people should join the military or should be forced to join the military would be the best way to say that. Such things as your rights, things as they already have the mandatory service for, or not mandatory service, the mandatory, what's it called? When we turn 18, where we have to, the males of the community have to sign up, but they don't do females. So right there, they're automatically saying that the males are, for a lack of better terms, the only people who have to go out and die. Um, I disagree with most of the stuff that the pros are. I have my own views on this, which I'll get into the next speech that we have to do on the persuasive speech. The like I said, the pros on this one, they're very narrow-minded, narrow-scoped, if you will. I'm definitely pro-military. I'm in the military, but the people who are voicing their opinions for the pros of the military are by the words and the usage that they're using and the terms they're using lead me to believe that they're either rich people, no, nothing against them, but just rich people who probably have not done any military service whatsoever. There are military members. I can tell definitely there's military members in there. Um, and there's a few people in there that I haven't really narrowed down their demographics, I guess. Uh, they're the ones that kind of confuse me. They talk about how the newer generations have this self entitlement and that they're handed everything on a silver platter, which I wholeheartedly agree. By the way, uh, they're- but they don't actually say a reason why we should have military service. Um, the cons, on the other hand, the cons ranged from some of the weirdest things I've ever heard in my life, as far as well, war is never the answer, yada yada yada. I get that. It's all the kindler, gentler stuff that we were taught when we were on the playground. Um, the one that bewildered me was they will, if you force people into the military, you will force a increase in racism and patriotism to the part of Nazism. I'm literally at a loss of words on that one. I guess I can kind of understand where this person was coming from. Uh, it just blows my mind that they think that all the freedoms that they have is being provided by the blanket of freedoms that they have is being provided by warmongers and hate that yes, we feel it's an honor to serve our country and die for our country if need be, to protect our rights that are given to us that we've earned that the country was founded on. Yet these people think that if they allowed or if they made military the sole focus that we would actually become Nazis. I'm not really sure where this person was going with this one. Um, Then they have things like there's plenty of people who are volunteering now, so why should we even bother changing that thing up? There's little things who, again, like I said, warmongers. This one, this lady killed me. She was anonymous. It was some sort of number for her screen name. And by the way, I'm getting all this from debate.org. the in all honesty, that's the only site that I could actually get uh, pros and cons that were actually usable. In all honesty, but this one, she said that the people who are forced into the military will become criminals because they are forced to kill, or because they're forced to kill, or they're forced to be murderers. The ignorance of our society blows my mind. I do not understand where these people get some of their ideas, because I mean, I don't even know where they get. It's not even a Hollywood portrayal of what a vet is or what a military person is. We have codes. We have I'm different horse. Sorry, I'm not even gonna get on that one. Um, there is a Here's another one that I thought was kind of interesting. Sentenced to a life of isolation and crazy discipline for no apparent reason. While they did mention there's no reason in the world that our shoes need to be shined, or our corners on our mattresses when we're making our beds need to be in a hospital corner fold, or when I went through basic training, we had to make sure that our squares or our shirts and our underwear were folded into a 4-inch square. No, you're right. There is absolutely positively no need for that at all, ever. However, it does teach you discipline. It does teach you teamwork, because I can't fold a shirt into a 6-inch by 6-inch square to save my damn life. But I could shine boots like nobody's business. I could align. I had perfect vision, got a perfect eye to align my beds and align the shoes. And you know what? That person couldn't align the bed and couldn't shine boots. So you know what? We traded. He folded my shirts. I shined his boots. It's a teamwork thing. We're building camaraderie. We're building teamship. We're building an air of camaraderie where I can trust you and you can trust me. Which leads me to the other one where they said that the people putting someone into war who doesn't want to be there. Okay, I get that. There's plenty of people who have joined the military, never deployed. There's plenty of people who have joined the military strictly for school purposes, just so they can do the 4 years or maybe 6, 8 years, get their stuff taken care of, and they bounce out. You know why? Because you get a schooling, you get an education, you walk out, and you get on the job training. So you walk out, you can walk in as an X-ray tech making $75,000 a year. Why? Because the military paid for your training on base to take care of that. But these people are saying that you don't need any of that, and it doesn't. I don't understand it. There's one here that says. The same one who said that crazy discipline for no apparent reason. She said, to make matters worse, there are religious groups who are exempt from military service, the Quakers being one of them. And so basically they're saying, well, why are they exempt from it and nobody else is exempt from it? Fair enough. Only men, selective service, there we go. Only men are required for selective service, so that makes the male population a slave to the state. I understand the words that they're using, and I kind of see where they're going with this, but these thought processes are before 1950s. We're talking slave trade time frames. We're talking the mentality of these people. They haven't gotten out of the Civil War. One site says 61%, or on this site that they were quoting here, says 61% of the people in the world say yes, or in America say yes to mandatory military service, which equals 2/3 of the people on that website. And he said which equals 2/3 of controlling jerks who are okay with sentencing the population to be murderers or murdered. These people who are against this, in my opinion, they don't understand what it means to be a soldier. Believe me, this is kind of rambling, and I'm sure this is going to be a horrendous grade because of this, and because it was late. But a lot of this is going to tie into, and I don't want to have the great reveal for my final speech for the persuasive speech, because there's a lot of information in there. But the one thing I want to leave you guys with is the fact that, in my opinion, from all the stuff that I have found on here, the people who are saying yes and no to the forced military service are uninformed. I'm not going to say uneducated, but they're uninformed, and they're just going off of their beliefs, what their family has been feeding them for years and years and years and years and generations of feeding this mindset to these, which is the same as racism or anything else. So I get where some of the cons are coming from, and the pros, I don't think they know how to articulate what exactly they, other than the fact that yeah, it's our duty as the male population, which I'm judging by the yeses that I read through here. I think there might have been one female out of the handful of posts that were in here for the pros, but they're not grasping, or not grasping, they're not articulating how or what it means, what this discussion is actually for. They're saying yes, we should join because it's our obligation, and they're bouncing off of it. They're just skimming that surface. When I get to my persuasive speech, I will definitely dive into this a lot more on the pro side. Obviously, I'll probably hit a few of the negatives just as almost an attack, if you will. Let's see. That pretty much sums up my speech for this. Again, I'm sorry that it was late. A lot of stuff has come up. And I will promise that the rest of them, provided my knee surgery doesn't happen anytime soon, will be at the very least on time, if not early. Appreciate your time, and thanks for looking at this again, even though it was late. Bye.